Hey, what's going on, guys? It's No Shoes, and welcome back to another Bone Thugs Tuesday. Today, we're going to be reacting to Down 71, The Getaway. This has been suggested by quite a few of you over the years of me listening to Bone Thugs, but most recently by Andy. So, thank you, Andy, and all of the rest of y'all for your suggestions. I truly do appreciate them. Keep them coming in the comments down below, especially if you want to see more videos like this every Tuesday, in addition to all the other stuff we're doing. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. Let's see what the Getaway Down 71 is all about. Let's see what Bone Thugs and Harmony got to say. Let's get it.
Play hating ass motherfucker, man. Fuck that. Man, put that shit out, man. Put me smoking no motherfucking weed.
Yeah, fuck that, man. They got my nigga.
Oh, man, that shit ain't cool.
Explode his ass. Okay, order the court.
People versus Bone Thugs and Harmony, case number C601999.
Okay, I like where this is going. This is a fairly it's not an uncommon theme. To say common might be an overstatement. I think we did a Gravediggers track that was framed as if they were like in court going through the proceedings of the hearing and everything. There's Hobson, one of his ill minds was set up in a courtroom, maybe inspired by these earlier tracks. But I'm super excited. I like it. The kind of like atmospheric, environmental beginning, putting us in the place, in the space of the song. Let's see where it goes from here.
Bone Thugs and Harmony, case number C601999.
Will the defendant please stand? Is there anything you wish to say on this matter before sentencing, Busy Bone?
No, man. You know the motherfucker.
Well, the court sentences you to death by electric chair.
Wow.
We had to get him up.
I just gotta say, that lawyer's face, well, the court sentences you to death by the electric chair. I hate that lawyer's voice. And you should, you know, it's like when somebody's a really good villain in a movie. You should hate them, at least until the movie ends and you realize they're a regular person again. But love that laugh. Nice. Honestly, y'all been hiding these tracks from me for years, man. Like, speaking of like the introduction and all the crazy stuff they did on that, like, I had no idea that they kind of went to like this level with like playing around with, I wouldn't even call them samples because these definitely had to be recorded for them. But it's really nice what they're doing with like these what did I call it? Like environmental. It puts you in the world.
We had to get him up with two guns. When the side by side with number one. Man, I won't drop my cage on. When I'm up chasing to catch me barehanded, I'm done. Ripping a six-shot pump, so spilling. Gotta let him in dead off. Cop it out that they had me cup that lazy blue. Get up.
Oh, that punch hits. Man, I love this. The drum pattern is really nice. We're getting this like oh man, hold up. That like I can't even, my brain just froze for a second. Nah, I love the drum pattern. Nice feel on the melody and everything coming in, having the vocal start the verse and then having the instrumental come in. Great idea. That little like scream and just an impact. Such a nice touch. It really just boom, that punch hits even harder. Let's keep it rolling.
Cop it out that they had me cup that lazy blue. Get up. The bullets they start to get lit up. Number one, Mr. Dougie, but the gun already booked and we split up. Bust the left on the double block. Put a thing roll up for rocks. This perfect getaway from the pigs, but I'm peeling and hit the fences. Ripping up and trenching. I'm bailing, water trailing, better inhaling in the ceiling. Ain't no telling where them gotta be dwelling. One is part of it.
Yeah, that, oh man, like the melody is just crazy because we got this like organ going on right now. It almost feels like it's like triggering two instruments where like there's kind of like the impact of the organ, like the instance of the note, and that feels like it sustains. But then it feels like there's also like this extra layer of air that's maintaining like the same character as that note. Very interesting feeling to that. It's like in front of you, but also fully surrounding. Really nice. There's like this kind of like dark, almost brooding a feeling to this.
Ripping up with trenching. I'm bailing, water drilling, better inhaling in the ceiling. Ain't no telling where them gonna be dwelling. One is spotted, man. Pick up a piece and shot it, man. But I practice what I preach. The see the two studs up in his body. Got front with smoke coming from the barrel of my gun. Hit the beam. Oh, what a dum dum. I got yum down the dead end. They sit in and they let in. They wanna make up in the coffin. Cause from everywhere was yelling and wailing. I went unconscious from the stomp and taking the
Boom, and the flow is just dirty. I mean, it's filthy how clean that is, man. Like, and that's if that's not a contradiction, I don't know what is. Great mix, like some nice reverb, you know, very slight. The vocal, it's present, it's at the front, it's in balance with everything else. Again, that drum pattern, there's just like a tiny bit of syncopation, like and then it like lines up towards the end of the pattern. I know that's not exactly the pattern, but I've been trying to mimic it, and every time I do, my brain just goes flat. I don't know what's wrong with me today. But yeah, just fantastic. And there was a really nice little transitionary flow here. Let me see if we can find it.
where them gonna be dwelling. One is spotted, man. Pick up a piece and shot it, man. But I practice what I preach. The see the two studs up in his body. Got front with smoke coming from the barrel of my gun. Hit the beam. Oh, what a dum dum. I got yum down the dead end. They sit in and they let in. They wanna make up in the coffin. Comes from everywhere.
Yeah, I like that. Da 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 da. Like that nice like triplet alternation, stretching and compressing those vowels. Y'all probably heard me talk a lot about that lately. Honestly, that's one of the things I feel like listening to this much rap has really taught me, is that like consonants are just shapes. Vowels are actually where the words live. Because if you didn't have the vowel, you would just have a bunch of like it wouldn't, nothing would make any sense, at least in English, mind you. But let's keep it rolling. I love the feel of this.
Yum down the dead end. They sit in and they let in. They wanna make up in the coffin. Comes from everywhere was yelling and wailing. I went unconscious from the stomping, taking the loss and waking up in that coffin. And without no stalling, till I was tossed into be arraigned and down and looking in the eyes of a judge. He have already picked that judge straight to the sub with no parole. In the hole, but I won't but send me to death row. Watching the time I fly past, but never be sitting mindless, never smiling. Some silence, hoping I die fast. But chill, stay far, gotta get away, put that on the mirror reaper. Somehow I must beat ya, so peep out the creep of the reaper. Better on the mission, flipping the script, better check with the wind, just blue wind. Better think again, there's a picture with a
And really great evolution to the instrumental, because we found out a couple things by them dropping out layers. Is one, I was right. There is some type of airy layer that like melts into those like keys, and it's actually not an organ at all. It's keys and then like a regular piano and then some type of airy organ like sound that comes underneath it and meshes well enough that it feels like the two are attached when they're both playing at the same time. But yeah, you drop out that airy sound, drop out the piano, and just have the kit underneath for the little bit of the vocal, bring the piano back, bring, you know, the airy sound back at some point, the different tiny little like Foley, ad-lib-ish, extra pieces of pepper and salt and pepper they got. Great choices made here, and fantastic flows, man. You know, well, I gotta go back and dive into the lyrics and everything after, because you know there's just no way we're gonna catch it all. It's just too much, right?
feature. So peep out the creep of the reaper.
Better on the mission, flipping the script, better check with the wind, just blue wind. Better think again, there's a picture with a grin on the mission for revenge with that Mac. Till little nigga ring, and if they're the clip, better pump them slugs up in them guns, and he made them drop, clock went pop, pop, going out like a hood on the double, clock back from hell. Been ready to bounce, trying to hit the trail, cause they wanted my nigga fried. Holding the Bible when I got a grenade on the inside squad. Get ready for the roll, I heard you.
I love it. I love all the explosions and everything. You know, we could sit here and talk about like maybe pull them back a little bit to get a slightly better balance with the vocal, but I like that they kind of interject into the vocal because they're supposed to be disruptive sounds, right? They're supposed to catch your attention, pique your ear, and kind of pull you out for a second, is the way I would kind of think of it. And it reminds me of something I was working on recently with a track by a close friend of mine, 6 Inch Chaka. He's a member of our Discord. He makes a lot of funny comedy music, but he was doing a little bit more of like a country rap style joint. And he had a lot of gunshots in it, but he also had himself saying bang lining up with the gunshots. And it was interesting trying to determine like what's really important here. Do we want to hear more of the gunshot? Do we want to hear more of your voice? Do we want them to kind of mix? Like, how does that work? It's fun to see how people do that.
Bobby, when I got a grenade on the inside squad, get ready for the roll when I heard no mumbles, bullet engaged in laughter, keep bucking them faster. All I was thinking when I seen them busters, gotta better watch out for them buckshots, cause them can't pay me gay. Gotta bust some souls in the grave, so I'm bucking them straight to them pay. Can't be safe, I'm bucking little rips, the reinforcements coming in faster. Blast him a nigga never sees the Mac 10, letting it gun blast on their ass, gonna rip in them chests, through vests, Mac 10s, sold up eruptions, got plenty ammunition, no missing, listen, destruction, no bust, cause I'm making that get away, about to get away, niggas got to
Slow down, bro. Let him do it a cappella. That's crazy. Just over top of like machine guns and shit. That is awesome, man. I love this. The driving force of this track is really what catches me. It just pushes. There are those certain tracks where like they just drag you along with them, kicking and screaming, even if you don't want to like it. And that being said, I wanted to like this, but there's no choice. It sucks you into the world, makes you part of it, and just puts you through the story, and it's gorgeous. Speaking of instrumentals, if I was talking about those, Dabda, the instrumental edition, releases this coming May 1st, 2025. I released my first EP, Dabda, self-produced, self-written, mixed, all of that stuff. The instrumental edition is coming out on May 1st. Take a look at the link tree in the description. You can find stuff to like the Discord, hang out with me and Chuck and a bunch of other people, find my music. There's a bunch of fun stuff down there. Go take a look, show some love. I certainly do appreciate it, and it definitely makes a difference in my day-to-day life, let me tell you. But let's keep this rolling, guys.
them chances, through vests, Mac 10s, sold up eruptions, got plenty ammunition, no missing, listen, destruction, no bust, cause I'm making that get away, about to get away, niggas got to escape, and it's never too late when you dance and try to break, nigga just can't test the buffet, we steadily running, ducking, barricaded, and I put a grenade, toss to the devil, let it explode, made it creeping through the courtyard, so crazy, feeling safety coming, hitting the fence and jumping it quick from crazy, tech, and bullets on me.
Well, it seems as if
we're going to cut it right there for a second. I love the evolution of this. The instrumental. We have these pieces that keep coming back, but there's so much evolution in what piece drops out for a moment, what piece comes back first, what explosion are we going to add here to emphasize this punch and this rhyme and this beat, and the way it's just changing. Like, we got to the second verse, and all of a sudden, it was like just drums for a minute. And it lasted for a while, like probably 8 bars, which was longer than I thought it would stay. And then the boom, explosion. And then we come back, and the piano and that airy sound that's kind of like, like, it's interesting. Like, the piano's like kind of bassy, kind of a melody. The airy sound is like kind of bassy, they're like mid frequencies. They're like, it's not really clear they're kind of like playing the role of like the harmony in one almost, rather than playing the role of like the melody in a counter melody and a bass line, you know what I mean? But yeah, the way that it all changes, that it drops out, comes back in, explosion, just there's so much going through. It's going through a metamorphosis as we go through this track.
Let it explode, made it creeping through the courtyard, so crazy, feeling safety coming, hitting the fence and jumping it quick from crazy, tech, and bullets on me.
well, it seems as if them boys are busy and a little lazy and got themselves into another gym.
Well, I love to see the boys get themselves out of this.
Okay, So I haven't been keeping up with the story too well, but just based off that little like interjection there, I'm curious if the storyline of this is they like escape the prison or escape the courthouse more so, where like it sounds kind of like Granny was like sitting at the house like, well, I tell you, those boys, they done it again. And then like the helicopter's coming around looking for him, searching. I don't know. That's what I see in my head. Maybe Granny's just watching the TV, enjoying enjoying might be a strong word, viewing the proceedings.
Cities up in the smoke, roll up a fist like a dog, I'm again at the rage of the game, can't let go. Then I live on my niggas psychotic, bitches is God, him sitting on death row. Scooping up the devil, creeping the scene, so when my niggas trail, screaming up one and he's stepping in bail. Gonna give me nigga rip off the cell, it's all over now. I'm a nigga number one disguise, that's the preacher. When people in the Bible, mission folks survival, niggas on preacher. Take man and I'm leader, somebody up with the alarm, now it's sound. Sliding bombs, straight off the tick, gotta let them know which way was on. We got go, but them homies was pulling a brick, nigga was on.
I would say, based on the way the sound design is going, it really truly sounds like they've escaped. The police cars are like everything coming together. Like it definitely sounds like they busted out. But the agility of their bars is something that still just continues to amaze me. It's something that inspires me and something I've really been trying to incorporate into my like freestyles in the hopes of then incorporating it into like something written is just how quickly they move between speeds. Like being like I talk sometimes about the mechanical motion of rapping, like just being able to create the sound of those syllables. And sometimes that means on a beat, you're going like, and different things like that. And just like physically being able to have your tongue hit the roof of your mouth in the right spot and then hit, the where your voice is coming from in your throat and where you're holding that sound. And normally they're probably hitting like the upper palate because that's better for faster flows because it just strains your voice less. There's so many different little pieces to this, and they just make it seem effortless. And that's what really blows me away.
They bucking, instead of ducking, bucking while I was jumping. Oh, we was thinking this don't get caught, nigga like me, get the gun running, gun and funny with us. Gotta get to the smug, turn around and we pump slugs, put them in the mud, and all across my face is a red that laying in blood. Out in the hoop, made nigga flip with the swoop, belly back on with my troops. I run up with focus, these niggas just down with they niggas, they miss get to shoot, them I'm rolling. No more than a half a mile, we get stuck. Cops around, bound, we love blocks, since we say fuck all these roadblocks, busted in you. Then put the bitch in reverse, and they get the switch, then I push the button. That boy came off the truck and put it in drive. And the sort of boy walking back in the other direction. But walking quick to meet up, niggas glanced at each other, throwing up their nose and they kick their feet up. I jumped out of the car.
Also, I just discovered something now. That atmospheric layer is technically the melody. It is the highest element in this track. The keys are definitely the bass line. And then, on top of that, I had a brain fart and I lost it. We're gonna come back in just a second here, folks. Let's see. I'll remember, I promise.
So the boy walking back in the other direction, but walking quick to meet up, niggas glanced at each other, throwing up their nose and they kick their feet up. I jumped out of the car, had to jump over the hood, cause I'm in the strip of the woods, but niggas they follow behind me. We got away smooth and nigga make good, came up quick to the crowd, out waited till midnight till we ride out, hit it goes so we could.
And actually, this is perfect because that's the layering on the vocals. I might say this every time, and they deserve it. They deserve to be complimented on it every time because the fact that they are doing vocals this intricate and their layers line up perfectly is just even more stupid than like I originally thought it was. You know what I mean? Like it's one thing to do it like this once. It's another thing to do it like that twice. It's another thing to do it like that 3 times. God knows how many layers they have. Maybe like 3, maybe a couple more, maybe 2. It's hard to say. You can't really parse through all the layers because they are so cohesive with each other. It's just gorgeous. The roundness, the thickness it provides to their voice. They didn't really sing on this one, but it almost creates that illusion of like a harmony between the layers of their vocal. like when people tell me shit about like, oh, well, they made this in the 90s, so it's not as good. Like, look at Bone Thugs. They made this in the 90s and it's better. It's better than stuff people make today. You know what I mean? Look, I'm not saying everything ever made has to be perfect. That's just not realistic. But don't make no excuses for anybody, because they could have done it. You know what I mean?
Drive out while we waited, we all got tried out, fool. If you's a thuggish, ruggish thug, nigga, scream out. Took one of my niggas off the phone, now we got one more to go.
All right. Well, I think y'all already know. I love that. I'm shocked. I'm blown away. That's one of my new favorite tracks, maybe. That was awesome. That was Down 71, the Getaway from Bone Thugs and Harmony. We got Bone Thugs Tuesday coming back every single Tuesday. And again, check out the link tree in the description. Dab to the instrumental cut. That's coming out very soon. Dab to the regular full mix vocals and everything. That's out. Been out for a while now, almost 3 months. We'll be on the 1st. Check out the link tree, check out the Discord, check out all my fun links and stuff if you want to support more and you enjoy these videos. But thanks again to Andy and everybody else who suggested this. Much love to everybody in the No Shoes gang. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit that bell, and I will see you all next time.